Thank you. So I just want to thank everyone for your time today. I know we have about half an hour
Yes,
together.
yeah.
So thank you again for coming. You know, there is one resource in life that you can never get back, and that resource is your time. So I'm truly grateful and I feel honored actually that you are sharing that resource with me. If you allow me for shares, screen sharing, I'd like to share something.
Sure.
Thank you, Prabhu. While Prabhu is giving me some sharing rights, please, if you all can together, let us offer our pranams to our Guru Parampara and Guru Varga. So, Om Agyantimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam. Thank you, Prabhu. I still don't have rights.
Rajesh Prabhu, if you can please provide.
Yes, Prabhu.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhatare Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatharine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhus. I am going to share something that I get deep inspiration from. And let's see if I can do that right here. Are you all able to see my screen?
Yes, Mataji, we are. Thank
Okay.
you.
Perfect. So it's wonderful. How often do you do this, Prabhu? You do this every week or?
Yeah, every Sunday.
Day?
Yeah.
Every Sunday. Wonderful.
Every day we meet for chanting, but every Sunday we have this Japa talk.
Wonderful. You know, taking out time to get inspiration in chanting Japa is a very, very important and crucial limb of our devotional service. Srila Prabhupada often mentioned that 99% of our spiritual progress depends on the quality of our Japa. So amongst the 64 limbs of bhakti that have been described, Japa is listed as the 34th limb. And let's try to actually dive a little deeper and try to see, what exactly are we doing when we're chanting Japa? So there is a very wonderful, description that comes in Sri Bhakti Sandarbha. Sri Jiva Goswami writes, he's asking, what is the definition of the word Nama? We say we are, associating with Shri Nama when we're chanting our Japa. What is actually the definition of Nama? It is translated, Nama is translated as a sound used to identify certain objects. And the Sanskrit dictionary, which is the Shabda Kalpadrum, it mentions that there are two kinds of sounds, which I've listed here. One is a sound like, snapping my fingers, clapping your hands, the whisper, or the sound of the wind. These are some sounds that cannot be pronounced. They do not have syllables. They cannot be pronounced. And then there is sound that can be pronounced. So Srila Jiva Goswami elaborates in detail, saying that the sound that can be pronounced is definitely known as nama. And this nama, so just to give you an example, if I say, I call out to, let me see if I can see some of your names here. If I call out to Kapil, I say Kapil Prabhu, that is taking someone's name. Now, does that mean that when I am chanting someone's name, am I able to associate with that person? A name calling is used in such a way so that I can connect with a person. But can I fully realize or understand the nature of Kapil Prabhu just by chanting his name? Not really. We cannot. But because in our scriptures, we understand, by our Siddhanta, we understand that Krishna's name is non-different than Krishna. And it is not an ordinary sound vibration. It is Golokera Premadhana Harinam Sankirtana. It is not a sound vibration of this material world. It is coming from Golok. It is Golokera Premadhana. That is why when we chant the names of the Lord, when we chant the name of Krishna, we're actually associating with Krishna himself, because there is no difference between the Nam and the Nami, which is the person, right? If I write Kapil Prabhu here, is it different than Kapil Prabhu? Yeah. But if I write Krishna, Krishna manifests himself on that piece of paper. And that is why we are so careful, right? Not to throw the holy name around. We're careful when we're wearing Harinam Chadar. So it is so important to understand that when we are associating with the holy name, we are directly associating with the Lord. We're directly associating with the qualities of the Lord. We're directly associating with the potencies of the Lord. Now, just to continue this thought further, the acharyas talk about, now when I'm saying, and feel free to unmute yourself and answer, or, have a conversation with me. When I'm saying that we are chanting, what does chanting really mean? Does chanting mean, English is a very limited language. So when I say we are chanting, Shri God Prabhu, what does that really mean? What does chanting mean? Does chanting mean?
Chanting means like we are taking names of Krishna so that at least we can hear them loud enough, so that at least we can hear them.
So at least we can hear. Now chanting, sometimes there is a confusion when we're chanting. Does it mean japa? Does it mean kirtan? When we say we are chanting the holy name, it could mean anything. That is why in our dictionary of our Gaudiya Vaishnavism, we have the word japa. Japa specifically means that we are chanting and we are counting and we are chanting on beads. Yes, sometimes we hear many a times people say, oh, I'm chanting all day long, but it is not calculated. So here we understand that japa means chanting on the beads. So if we look at, we are Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we want to see what our acharyas are saying, right? What our acharyas are actually saying. So here there is a beautiful description of japa from Sri Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, where Srila Rupa Goswami is saying, Atha japaha mantrasya sulagucharo japa iti abhidhihati. Now, just 2 minutes before, Sri Gaur Prabhu told me that chanting means chanting loudly, right? Yes, Sri Gaur Prabhu?
Yes.
And that is all of our understanding. That chanting means chanting loudly. Here, Srila Rupa Goswami is saying, who knows what is the meaning of the word uchcharo? Uchcharo means to ucharan karna, to speak. And laghu means, what does laghu mean? Little.
Small.
Small. Yes, Pavan Prabhu, small. Sulaghu. What does sulaghu mean? Very small or very soft. So here, according to Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, if we read the translation, it says, Japa is defined as very soft chanting of mantra. This is one definition of japa. This is for an advanced devotee who can fix his mind on the holy name. Now let's look, when we're studying and we're looking at different definitions, we should see the interpretations of different acharyas, right? Yeah, there is another beautiful definition by Sri Dhyan Chandra Goswami. Sri Dhyan Chandra Goswami has been quoted by Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur in several places. And this actually comes from Gaur Govind Charan Smarana Paditi. I am not able to see the first part of my screen for some reason, but here we'll chant it. Is anybody able to see the first part of my screen?
Yeah, we are able to see the entire slide, Mataji.
Okay, I'm not able to see the top part. Can you read the first line for me, Prabhu?
Mano madhe sthito mantro.
Mano madhe sthito mantro. Mantra madhe sthitam manaha. Mano mantra samayuktam. Etadhi japalakshanam. So what is the first word? Mano madhe sthito mantra. So in the middle of the mantra is situated the mind. Mantra madhe sthitham manaha. So in the middle of the mind is situated the mantra. Such a seamless connection of the mind and the mantra is the characteristic of japa. What is one word that is highlighted in this particular verse? Can somebody... What is one word that is highlighted here?
Samayuktam.
Mind. Madhe.
Mind. Yes, absolutely. The mind. So the mantra is firmly situated in the mind, and the mind is also firmly situated in the mantra. So here, if you're understanding that the mind is involved, when we're doing chanting, our mind is also involved. And oftentimes we've heard several times when we're chanting, we hear that simply chant and hear. Just keep this connection going. Chant and hear. Right? So many times we hear so many things, but we don't pay attention to those things. Right? Like I'm hearing right now while I'm talking to you, I can hear a car go by. But am I really paying attention to which car is going by? Is it a scooter? Is it a taxi? Is it a Mercedes? Am I paying attention to what kind of car? No, not really. So Srila Prabhupada here in this conversation, and I cannot see the top part, but I've listed where this conversation was. It is on 13th of January, 1969.
You can do one thing, Mataji. Control, Shift, Alt, and H.
Okay. Control,
Shift, Alt, H.
Alt, and
H.
my goodness. Oh, yeah, there you go. Thank you so much. So I don't see my floating controls now, right? I learned something new. Thank you, Prabhu. So over here in this conversation where Srila Prabhupada is actually instructing. So one of the devotees asking here, Prabhupada, when we got to chant Hare Krishna, a way to concentrate is to just concentrate on the vibration? Or should we strive for? He has not even finished his conversation and Srila Prabhupada cuts him off and says, no, concentrate on the vibration. Simply hear. It is very easy. If I say Hare, you can hear Hare, even without concentration. It is so easy. Then the devotee is asking, but, and Srila Prabhupada emphasizes here, but if you hear attentively, that is perfect chanting. That is important. So which is the word that is highlighted over here? Is attentively. Yes. Thank you, Paramakanti Mataji. Attentively. Now we've realized that for chanting, our mouth is involved, our ears are involved, and we have also established the fact by our previous verse that the mind needed to be involved, and by Srila Prabhupada's discussion and conversation here, we've also established the fact that we need to chant attentively. And how can we chant attentively? We have to include our mind. We need to focus on the mind. So my understanding that there are 3 limbs involved when we're trying to chant japa. They're like the 3 tripods. If you want stability in your chanting, you want to really chant good rounds, then we need to take strength from these 3 limbs, like the tripod. With 2 limbs, our mind can actually go different places. Especially with me, when I'm chanting, I tend to make my to-do list, what I need to do all through the day. Many of you must have these experiences, right? But when we use our mouth, then we use our ears to hear, and at the same time be attentive to what we are hearing, then we are actually able to chant quality rounds. There's a beautiful verse here that I want to bring our attention to. And this is from Chaitanya Charitamrit, Ante Leela, first chapter, it's the 120th verse. And this is actually recited in a beautiful melody, which is called as Sharad Vikrititam, which is similar to our Shat Goswami Ashtakam. And let me try to recite it for you. Tunde tanda viniratim vinuite Tundavali labdhaye Karna krodha kadambini ghatayate Karnara buddheya spruhum Cheta prangana shangini vijayate sarvendriyam prapritam. No jane janita kriyabdi amrite Krishneti varna dvai. So over here, this verse is actually then also moved to Padyavali. But this is originally from Chaitanya Charitamrit Antya Leela. And very beautifully, when Srila Rupa Goswami recites this verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this is the most beautiful description of the holy name that he has ever heard. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes so ecstatic. And let's break this verse down and try to see the beautiful hidden meaning of this verse. Srila Rupa Goswami, in this particular verse, he has hidden the subject of the glorification in the fourth line. So he's glorifying in the first line, in the second line, in the third line. He's glorifying something. But in the fourth line, he actually reveals who he is glorifying. But for the sake of translation, we're going to translate the last line first. So we are highlighting here on the word Krishneti, Varna Dvai. So Krishneti, Varna Dvai here, the two syllables of the word Krishna has been highlighted in this beautiful verse composed by Srila Rupa Goswami. Srila Rupa Goswami says here, Tunde Tandavini Ratim. Tunde here means the mouth. Tunde is translated as the mouth, and Tandavani, Ratim. Tandavani means over here, what is Tandav? We know like Lord Shiva does Tandav. Tandav is a dance. It is a dance. So what is happening? Whenever we chant the name Krishna, the holy name starts to dance. Where? Tunde, in the mouth of the person that is reciting the name Krishna. Krishna starts to dance. Ratim, with great pleasure. Vitanvite. Vitanvite means over here, who is there to watch? You get, the dancer gets inspiration. The acharyas, some acharyas have given a beautiful, beautiful commentary on this verse. And they said that a dancer gets inspiration when there is people watching. So who is there in the mouth to watch the holy name dance? Does anybody know? Who is there in the mouth?
Krishna Mataji, Krishna.
Krishna's dancing. Who is there to watch Krishna dance?
Radharani.
Okay, well, the acharyas definitely have a different commentary. The acharyas say that Krishna is dancing on the tongue, in the mouth. But there are 32 dvijas. We all say that devotees, when they get Brahmin initiated, they become dvijas. Dvijas are Brahmanas because they're twice born. When you get initiated, you take another birth, right? That's why you get a new name. It is my new life that I have started. So they are dvijas. There are 32 dvijas that are spectators of the dancing. Now, can you guess who's watching the dance?
Yes, the teeth. The teeth.
The teeth. And why are the teeth here referred to as dvija? Because there are... Yes. Yes,
Because
Mataji.
they are born twice. When we have milk teeth, and when they shed, then we get a new set of teeth.
Yes. So if we have a perfect set of 32 teeth, then we have 32 dvijas eagerly waiting to watch the wonderful dance of the holy name the minute we chant Krishna. When we chant Krishna, these dvijas are awaiting. And when the holy name, what is the holy name asking? Twadavali labhyate. The labhyate means is asking what is the benefit? What is the prize the holy name is going to get? So the holy name is asking that now I've danced. Give me a prize. Not Price, but Prize. Prize. Give me a prize. And what is the price the holy name is asking? The holy name is asking that give me more mouths where I can dance. That's why you hear that our great devotees have asked for millions of mouths and millions of ears. So they can chant with millions of mouths and they can hear with millions of ears. So this is a beautiful description of the first line of the glorification of the holy name. Then it says, Karna Krodha Kadambini. Who can guess what the word Karna here is?
Ears.
The ears. Yes, Karna Krodha Kadambini Ghatayate. So Kadambini is actually translated as, I don't know if anybody has seen here, water spinach or shak. It is a kind of a shak. So in our house, we have a backyard where we grow some vegetables, seasonal vegetables during summer. So if I ever plant the water spinach, it has a tendency, the nature of water spinach is that if you don't keep it in a pot, you plant it in a ground, it just takes over the entire ground. It just decides to take over the entire space. It will not leave room for anything else. So here, the Acharya Shri Rupa Goswami is saying, Karna Krodha Kadambini Ghatayate. As soon as, first the holy name has entered the mouth and he's dancing there. As soon as the holy name enters the ear, it takes over, just like the Krodha Kadambini Ghataya. It takes over completely the hearing of the person. Just like the water spinach takes over the entire ground it is given, it is planted in. So similarly, as soon as the holy name is planted in the ears, it takes over the entire ear. And then what is it asking for? Karna budheya spruham. It's asking for, give me more years. Let me expand even further. Give me more years so that more years can become the recipient of the holy name. Then the third line emphasizes the third pillar that we spoke about, the third leg of the bar stool that I pictured. Can anybody guess what that word is?
Mind.
Mind. Chetaha. Chetaha prangana sangini. So over here, Chetaha prangana. We in Hindi, we have the word angana, right? So this is Cheta prangana. In the courtyard of the mind, the holy name comes as a sangini. As a sangini means what? The word angini means a part, a limb. Like the wife is often known as ardhangini, right? So a limb becomes a companion. Companion of who? As soon as the holy name, as soon as we start chanting attentively, the holy name takes over the prangana. Prangana means the courtyard of the mind and becomes a sangini. Sangini of who? Sangini of the soul. And what does that do? Vijayate. That becomes the success of chanting. Na jane janiti. Let's try to read the translation. I did put the word to word over here, but if anybody wants, they can refer to it. But over here, let's read the translation. I do not know how much nectar the two syllables Krishna have produced. When the holy name of Krishna is chanted, it appears to dance within the mouth. We then desire many, many mouths. When the name enters the holes of the ears, we desire many millions of ears. And when the holy name dances in the courtyard of the heart, it conquers the activities of the mind, and therefore all the senses become inert. If we try to look at the breakdown of the word which I did for you, your tunde is translated as the mouth. And ratim means the inspiration, and vitanyute means expands the inspiration. As soon as we start chanting the holy name starts to dance on our tongue. And we desire that we have many, many mouths. Many, many mouths. And over here, the karna krodha in the whole of the ears. Kadambini is sprouting. The water spinach is sprouting. Ghatayate causes to appear that we should desire millions of years because this one little year is not enough. And then in the prangana, in the courtyard of the heart, the holy name becomes the Sangini, the companion that conquers all of the senses. And Srila Rupa Goswami here is mentioning that I cannot even understand how much nectar is there in these two syllables, Krishna. So this is one of the very, very beautiful meditations. I often try to meditate on this particular verse when I sit to chant, that how I need not only to speak the holy name, because the holy name is dancing on the stage of my tongue, but I also need to hear, because it's going to absorb my hearing ability in such a way that my mind becomes completely saturated and the holy name becomes the companion. So even though I do have one more verse, but I will not take that because I think we are about time, aren't we, Prabhu? We can stop here, but I can take some reflections if you have any.
Thank you very much, Mataji. I think so. You have presented the most beautiful verse today, and this talk was actually the most enlivening talk we have had so far from such a senior devotee within our society. We are blessed to hear from you, Mataji, and I'd like to open the floor for any questions or any comment or any reflection. It was actually mesmerizing. Like this today's Japa talk will definitely help us a lot, and we all should delve deep into this verse, hear this Japa talk again, and this will undoubtedly substantially increase the quality of our own chanting, which is yeah, Vikas Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Govind Priya mataji. When you said that 32 vanas, right? Something which are
Dvija.
sorry?
Dvija.
Yeah. Dvija, 32 Dvija. So they are also enjoying their dancing, or how is it? They are also, when before coming to Krishna consciousness, when we used to hear a music, which you like, old songs like, then your whole body, everything gets concentrated there. You don't want to listen to anybody else. You keep on listening to that song and get totally deviated or carried away. So that sort of thing is not happening still in while chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That once that stage comes, then I think the things would be much better, and then you'll be jubilious. Yeah.
Well, the thing is that our process is same as our result, right? So Srila Prabhupada often said that if you're, you should be humble, you should be tolerant. And then one devotee said, but Prabhupada, I'm not humble. He said, okay, if you're not humble, then pretend to be humble. So if you don't have the taste of holy name, you make the effort that you develop the taste for the holy name. So every time we're sitting to chant, we can, of course, sometimes you all can discuss about the practical aspects of chanting, setting the mood. When you're sitting to chant, then at certain point of time, you should set the mood. Okay, now I'm going to chant. Let me keep my phone away. Everything in this world can wait for the next 1.5 hour that I am chanting. Nothing is more important. If today I told you, Vikas Prabhu, I think it was Vikas Prabhu,
Yes, Mataji.
that you are going to meet Prime Minister Modi in 5 minutes. Okay. Is it that are you going to start thinking about what to do tomorrow? Are you going to start thinking about what I'm going to eat for breakfast? Or are you going to be absolutely ready to
Absolutely.
have the audience? Now just imagine this is just a prime minister of a small little country. We are talking about that when we are chanting, we are associating directly with Krishna. If we remind ourselves that before we sit to chant, then that will help us focusing our mind and actually realizing that I'm really sitting with Krishna. When we start to meditate on that, then Krishna starts to reveal his qualities to us when we're chanting. Then we will start to, because he's also very personal, right? If we're chanting Krishna's name, we're calling Krishna, Krishna's coming, and then we're thinking about, oh, you know what WhatsApp message I got, or who posted this reel? Oh, my leg is hurting. Oh, why is that fellow sitting like this? Our mind is constantly working and we're distracted. So Krishna is saying, oh, he's too busy. He's actually not calling me. Right? Will we behave like this with the Prime Minister if Narendra Modi is sitting here with us? And will we start having side conversation or look at our phone or pretend like we're disinterested? No, we will not. So here we are dealing not with just a prime minister, we're dealing with Krishna himself, because Krishna is saying, I am not different than the name. The minute I'm chanting Krishna, Krishna's present here in this conversation. So when we set that intention before we start chanting our rounds, that helps us. And when we start to do this on a regular basis, then that becomes our muscle memory, right? Now I don't have to think and then we continue to do the process. And our acharyas have said very clearly that we are not feeling taste, we're not able to see our reflection in the mirror because our mirror is dirty. So when we're chanting good rounds, we're realizing we're associating with Krishna. Krishna is what? All purifying. That means our mirror is slowly and slowly starting to become cleaned. Once the mirror is cleaned, then you don't even have to discuss that you will automatically start feeling. You will automatically start developing the different stages of bhakti till we reach Shuddhanam. And we chant at the stage of prema. going through the different stages of the growth of bhakti. So we as practitioners just need to set our intention. Nowadays, I don't know how it is in India, but in the West, our young generation is very much into manifestations and setting the intention and doing things like this. We need to implement that. That's what the acharyas are saying. That's why I call this Japa meditation. Japa meditation means before I start to chant, I reflect. I think about this, that this is non-different than Krishna when I'm chanting. That will help me. And then few rounds down, I again forget. Then again, I remind myself. So we just have to make this a constant practice. Does that help in any way, Vikas Prabhu?
Yes, thank you very much, Madhavi. It helped a lot.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
question.
Mataji, we have 2 more questions. Nishant Prabhuji, you can unmute yourself and ask.
Sorry,
Mataji,
I'm
I
not
hope you have
in the
time.
chat. Yeah, I am okay. It's evening for me, so it's just no problem.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danut Pranam.
Hare Krishna. I'm going to stop share. I think that's what's happening. Yeah, there you go. Now I see everyone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nishant.
yeah, Mataji. So you did mention about that one should pretend, and Prabhupada also said that fake it till you make it. The point also remains, Mataji, that through the shloka you gave, through the example of mouth, ear, and heart. While these are very beautiful to hear, but unfortunately, we feel very frustrated that we are not even at the fraction of the fraction level there. And in material world, when we say you fake, fakeness means it's duality or duplicity. For spiritual investment, when we say fake, what mood we should have, we know that we are faking, right? We are hypocrites. We are doing because Prabhupada has told us to do. But in heart of heart, we know that we have anarthas at subtle level, at gross level. Some days are great, some days are bad, up and down, so on and so forth. So while I know that in one answer is that repentance is great, right? You should repent, but still, you feel that you are a stage artist doing drama, but that's not your original self. And I don't know when you will get it, right? So when you will get that taste, it's a long, arduous journey. So how to understand what mood we should be in actually, Mataji, when it's a fake way we are actually approaching day in and day out. When we are chanting and when we are reading Srila Prabhupada books, still we are not getting taste. We get, but we cannot say it's taste. It's just a sentimental kind of a taste we get. Hare Krishna.
Very well, Prabhu. Thank you for your very practical and wonderful question. So when we say fake it till you make it, it's a fact. You fake it till you make it. And the very fact that faking means duplicitousness or duality. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that one thing I cannot tolerate in my devotees is duplicity, right? So is it that we're being duplicit? When we say fake it, we're saying that even though I do not have the taste, I am going to show Krishna that I will chant my 16 rounds, or I am going to still do it. That is called faking in our practice. Faking means I don't have taste, but I will still chant because I know that this process is going to work. So as a bhakti practitioner, we should not feel discouraged that we do not have taste. But we should understand that because our acharyas have said that we will achieve it, we will definitely achieve it. We're not chanting because we want to achieve a goal. We have to understand that our chanting is the goal. Our chanting is also the process, and the chanting is also the goal. So what you're doing is the goal. So there's nothing more to achieve. The only thing to achieve is Krishna to allow you to actually realize him. And that is in Krishna's hand. That is actually not even in our hand. The minute we are, the very reason we are in this material world is because we wanted to take things in our hand. Right? So when we are chanting here, we're chanting because we want to continue to chant. And what is in our hand is this intention that Krishna, you don't want to give me taste? No problem. But I am not going to give up your holy name. What will Krishna do eventually? Krishna has to give us the taste. He becomes bound because we do not give up on the holy name. So our faking here means that I will continue to do this. Whether it's rain, whether it's shine, whether I'm depressed, whether I have money in my bank, I don't have money, whether somebody has said something mean to me in the temple, somebody has removed me from my service, it doesn't matter, Krishna. What my circumstance and my situation is, that is not important. What is important is that I will continue to go towards my goal, and my process is the same as my goals. I will continue to chant so that I can chant more. Why will I chant more? So I can continue to chant. That is our goal and process. And eventually Krishna has to reveal himself to me. He has no choice. He's bound. And this is acharyas have given us. And so many of the acharyas have said that this is what is going to happen if you continue to chant. You will. So as a sadhana practitioner, it is my request to you that don't be discouraged. Be encouraged that you are on the way. At least you're in the train, right? You're in the boat. If you weren't in the boat, then what? What was your hope? You're in the boat, whether you have taste or not, whether the train is moving slowly or moving fast, it doesn't matter. The train is moving and it will definitely reach its destination. And Krishna can do that within a split second, if he so desires. So, having the prayerful mood, having the determination, but at the same time having the mood of humility, that I cannot do this on my own. I need the prayers and blessings of the Guru Varga, and I need Krishna's mercy. And what is Krishna going to see? How is he? The two fingers of the Damodar Leela, I'm sure most of you all have heard, is our determination and Krishna's mercy. They will automatically manifest if we just keep doing what we're supposed to do. Does that answer your question to some way or form, Nishant?
Absolutely, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Prabhu.
we look
Thank you,
forward to
Mataji.
hear more from you, Mataji. Correct.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
This answer gives lot of hope to many. Thank you.
I'm trying to gain hope for myself.
Thank you, Mataji. So next, we will request Shakti Prabhu. You can unmute yourself and ask.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dhanavad.
So,
So, Mataji, you told that if you are busy, means while chanting, means doing, suppose you are doing other activity, then Krishna will think that you are busy and you are not actually calling. So I see devotees are while walking on the street, they are chanting and doing other thing in a house courts. And so they are chanting, but they are not fully focused because fully focused only comes that when means before Brahma Muhurta or in the morning time we were sitting in one place and chanting. That is the highest way. So this way, should we chant or not? While walking, holding beads. So are we allowed? Because otherwise, it will be, not perfect and the waste time also. So what can I?
thank you. Thank you for your question, Prabhu. So, Srila Prabhupada told us that you should chant 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. Chanting should become like breathing. Is it even, and you have to make any effort to breathe unless you have malfunctioning of the lungs, then you have to take effort. But chanting is actually supposed to be like breathing. It should just be your muscle memory. It should be your regular feature 24 hours a day, whether you're sleeping, whether you're eating, whether you're singing, whether you're bathing, whether you should be chanting constantly, right? However, because we are not at that stage, Srila Prabhupada is emphasized to do extremely high quality rounds in the Brahma Muhurat, where the distractions are the least, where you're able to focus all these three limbs with great attention. Focus that, this becomes your foundation to continue to chant. And then throughout the day, along with your other services, you can continue to chant. You can chant on the beats, you can chant without the beats, you can chant on the counter, you can chant however you like, but your 16 rounds prescribed by the doctor, that is Srila Prabhupada in our case, has said that the 16 rounds you continue to chant, and then throughout the day you can have, portions of diet. However, the goal actually is to Kirtaniya Sada Hari. No 1.5 hour Hari. They never mentioned like that. It is not said Kirtaniya 1.5 hour. It is meant Kirtaniya Sada Hari. You constantly chant. So there's nothing wrong if you're constantly chanting. However, the emphasis here that I'm trying to make is that when you're focused on chanting and you're actually appreciating the presence of the holy name, that impact and the purification that we will have is tremendous. That is why that is also slotted in. There are 64 limbs of bhakti. So Kirtanam, Smaranam is also, however, I did mention that Japa needs to be exclusive. However, the other Kirtana, when you're doing Kirtan throughout the day, while cooking, while driving, while listening to some Kirtan, that can continue. Does that help, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. So means basically whatever the prescribed and we should sit and chant and because it's not like that we should complete our prescribed round by working or doing other things. Our prescribed and should be on the full focus, and other rounds you can chant by hand or anyway. That is the
Yes.
that's
Ideally, your prescribed 16 rounds should be with focus. I understand that sometimes, when we have so many responsibilities. I remember when I started to chant as a young teenage girl, for me, sitting 1.5 hour was too much. So I used to chant one round every hour to trick my brain. I wanted to chant 16 rounds, but I could not sit as a 15-year-old girl, it was just too much. So I used to set an alarm. Every hour I would chant one round. And that's how I actually slowly and gradually, then I started to do 2 rounds in the hour. Then I started to do 4 rounds in the hour. And then you can chant 16 rounds. So whatever is practical, wherever we are at, we can start.
okay, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Mataji. Just want to check if anyone else has any question. You can unmute.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. So my question is, like you mentioned in one of the
I
slides.
cannot even. Okay, now I think I can hear you a little better.
Hare
Who's
Krishna Mataji.
speaking? Someone
This is
not able to.
Prabhuji Devidasi here.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you for the wonderful session. So in one of the slides we saw that Nama, it means like chanting softly or japa. So my question is like usually we hear that we should be chanting loudly. So if you can please help me understand that we should be chanting softly or loudly. So that is my question.
So there is different ways of chanting, and that's a whole nother topic. The acharyas have explained that there are 3 different ways, categories of chanting. Chanting loudly, very loudly, chanting loud enough that you can hear, and chanting very softly. So when I'm saying Kirtaniya Sada Hari, then you can chant that, where the first slide that I showed you, where Rupa Goswami is, that is constant chanting. I emphasized over there that when you're at the stage of pure bhakti, or you're at the stage of, you're able to chant the holy name constantly. And then even, there was a wonderful devotee when I used to live in New Vrindavan. She would chant very softly, continuously throughout the day, no matter what she was doing, whether she was rolling chapatis, whether she was folding packages, whether she was making Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. She would constantly chant, and but very softly. Like I had to literally, sometimes I used to think that maybe she's mumbling something. Like, some people have a habit of just speaking in their mind. I used to think, but when I actually sat very close to her, she used to be constantly chanting. So that is also chanting softly. But when we are doing japa, we need to be able to hear. Only then the three limbs will be connected, right? Your mouth will speak. At least you should be able to hear. Not that the whole temple room needs to hear, but at least you need to be able to hear. So when you are saying Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, I should be able to hear so that I can absorb my mind. Does that answer your question to some extent, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, definitely. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Mataji. There are some nice comments in the chat box. I'll read them for you, Mataji. Sakhi Mataji said, love the last slide, mouth, ears, and mind, the tripod to success. And Shobha Mataji said, enlightening session, Mataji. Thank you for this. Danvat Pranam. Shubhlas Prabhu shared, it was really very nice class and explained shloka very nicely to set in our mind. Thanks a lot, Mataji. I hope next week take another shloka you wanted to discuss. Yeah, we can do that, Mataji. And
Thank you for your kindness, Prabhu.
Paramkanti Mataji shares, Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Thank you for the wonderful session. My question is, should we chant softly like we saw in one? Okay, so that is answered. And Danvat Pranam Mataji, Raja Lakshmi Mataji, thank you so much, Mataji, for the beautiful session. Nagaraj Prabhu, Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam, wonderful tips to chant, understanding whom we are reaching through our japa. So very nice comments.
Thank you. Thank you very much for all of your kind enthusiasm. And like I mentioned, the most important resource of your time you have shared with me. So I'm really, really grateful. Thank you, Sri Gaur Prabhu, for introducing me to this wonderful assembly of devotees. So
Thank you.
Distance is far, but our hearts feel connected. So if we all are chanting together, you may be sitting in Delhi or in India somewhere, and I may be sitting in California. But when we all are chanting the same Maha Mantra and we're connecting with Krishna at the same time, we're all connected. So I feel very connected with all of you. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you very much, Mataji. We are all blessed today to have you and to hear from you this wonderful, glorious glorification of holy name. Thank you.
Thank you.
We really appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Danvat Pranam, Mataji.
Dandat Pranam Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Dandat Pranam Mataji.
Praise Govind Priya mataji ki jai.
Jai, jai, jai,
Dandat Pranam Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Danvat Pranam.
Dantakoti Vaishnavi.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Hare Paul. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you.